This is so badass.
I know.
It's like the live 4.0 is what this
We're
is.
live. Hey, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about how my client and colleague and friend Nathan Reid got his $30,000 pilot funded in just 6 days of crowdfunding. That's in just a second, but in case we haven't met before, my name is Justin Giddings. I'm known as the Kickstarter Guy. I'm a crowdfunding coach. I've helped over 100 filmmakers raise, I guess it's probably $3.8 million now, all with a 97% success rate. I'm going to share this broadcast around for a second. So while I'm doing that, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from in the comments below. And then if you can hear us all right, hit that like button. Nathan, you want to do a quick intro so that people can see if they're hearing us?
Yep. Hey guys, I'm Nathan Reid. I'm an actor, writer, producer. I have been crowdfunding and producing films, both crowdfunding and private investing for the last 4 years. You just go all out. I'm the guy that literally will sit in front of a computer for 3 days to make something successful, if that's what it is. And I'm honored to be on this, this live video with Justin and help as many filmmakers as we possibly can.
Yeah. All right, guys. So look, Nathan is like an amazing dude. Interestingly enough, it's kind of crazy how this has come full circle. So years ago, when I went to crowdfund my sci-fi, which is now on the festival circuit, and if you've been following me at all, it's been doing really well. I saw this little workshop that was these two people, Jody Bentley, Nathan Reid, talking about how they had done some crowdfunding. And so I went to this workshop and I was like, these people are geniuses. I need to learn from them. And so they actually helped me on my second campaign. And now 102 campaigns later, the student has become the master. Although I say that, and this dude just hit 30K in 6 days. So that's what we want to talk about today. If you've got questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and we'll try to answer them in real time. And if you're watching the replay, just give us a little hashtag, like hashtag replay, and then ask your question. Nathan and I will jump in and answer questions, if not now, if we don't get any now, even on the replay, on the playback, and we'll come back. And then, of course, Nathan, I'll make sure we get your link up so people can support you, man. All right, cool. We're using a new software broadcasting system, so if I randomly look off the screen, that's me trying to figure out how to orient myself on this freaking thing. All right, cool, dude. So talk to me about your prep process. Like when you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to do a campaign. For a lot of filmmakers, that puts them in panic mode because they don't know what to do and they're worried about bugging people. When you know you're about to go into a campaign, and this is like what, your 6th or 8th or something like that,
right?
Right? What's that process?
When you've just done it so much that you're just like, no, I'll do another one, and it's still the same work. You know what I mean? It doesn't ever become easy, but it becomes rewarding still. Okay. So let's just go with some boilerplate ideas. This is the hardest, most amazing, rewarding thing you will ever do.
Yeah, it's both.
That's it. There are no shortcuts. No one will crowdfund for you. There is no such thing as a company that will go out and raise money for you. It doesn't exist. So, and anything.
Unless you got $50,000, and then you can, and you're some product, and then if you can write that check.
Yeah, exactly. And so, one of the things that we look at first is that we go engagement. What is your feedback with the people that you interact with? It's not about likes and comments and shares. That has nothing to do with it. But it's like, if I called 30 people to come to the premiere of my next movie, would they show up?
Right.
That's something. And can you establish that relationship with people and build that rapport? So you need that rapport. It's not necessarily the amount of Facebook friends that you have, but more, what's your percentage of interaction with those people? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you exchanging
quality engagement?
Yeah. Are you providing value to your circle that they are like, oh, Justin Giddings did a post. That's cool, right? Justin Giddings has this deal on camera equipment. That's cool. You know, the giver, right? The person that's always looking at sort of giving back. So the first thing that I do is that I go, you know, we prep for sometimes years.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you know, people don't like to hear about because they want the truncated version. You know, we live in such a push button society. You know, we don't like it that the microwave takes 30 seconds to do what we need to do. So the first thing that I go into is that I go, why should people care about my project?
Yeah, not why you care. Yeah. Not all the cool little things about your project, you know, of like, oh, I you know, this is going to help me get an agent, or this is going to be so cool and you're going to really love it. Like, if I don't know you, or even if I know you, why am I going to give you $50 for a thing I'm going to see on Vimeo for free in like 6 months, or unless you're our film, 3.5 years.
So I call this the exchange rate. What is the exchange rate, right? Horror movies is a perfect example of this, right? I love horror movies. Doesn't matter if you like it or dislike it or whatever it is, right? Why do horror movies do so well? Because the exchange is the fear. They want the fear. They want that feeling. They want a little bit of a jump scare. And that's what they're willing to shell out $15 to $19 for. That's the exchange. I'm willing to
thrill.
$15 to $19 to get that feeling of the scare. Or if it's a Marvel movie, it's the wow factor, right? It's something that we've never seen before. So when I go to my community, whether people like it or not, you're being compared to them. You're being compared to a Marvel movie or a Jay-Z album or whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's fair or not, you're getting compared to that. So when I move forward, we talk about the things that you have to have in place in prep. And this is a non-negotiable. You have to have a graphics designer. Have to. You have to have an editor. Have to. You have to have somebody that can at least shoot quality video with great sound. Have to. Right? If you don't know how to do those things, you either have to have somebody on your team, a friend, a family member, somebody who's willing to, you know, go for it with you, or you're just not going to be able to create that wow factor that people actually have. I think what you've taught me in crowdfunding, which is really cool, is you took my page, which was at a 90%, like it was badass, right? And you went, you can do more. You're like, you can go. So if you want to throw up the link real fast.
I will. Yeah,
we're going to take
guys, we're going to be talking about this page a lot. So I'm going to have this up here for a minute. Let me get back here. Here's the project we're going to be talking about. Okay. So I'm going to just actually give everybody a second to type that in and go check it out. This is Nathan's page. Again, 30K in 6 days. Well, you just crossed 29. Your goal was what, 28.5, I think, right? Yeah. So you just hit that, and then this morning, you know, hit. What was your first day, by the way?
15,565. Yeah. 56% funded on day one. 56.
I mean, I've got clients who are raising 15K. I literally just got a client yesterday. She's based out of the UK. She's going for 12,000 pounds. It's about $15,000.
Yeah.
She launches in a week. And she actually just found me like a week ago. So we're doing this like race to the marathon line. Thank goodness she's done a lot of this prep. But yeah, like guys, that's like some people's campaigns. Yeah. I mean, Kickstarter publishes their success rates. They have about 40% success rate for projects $10,000 or less. So to raise 15, 16K on the first day already puts you in a very tiny margin of success. And then for you to hit 30K, just the number 30K is in like the 20s in terms of percent success rate. And to do it in the time frame that you've done it is just, that's an outlier. That's why I wanted to have this interview. I mean, I saw that yesterday and I was like, dude, let's do an interview today. And then I had to go do a court thing, and I was like, let's do an interview tomorrow because people need to understand. So, like, what's some of the special sauce? Like, you've gone through my system. Before we were getting started, you were talking about how there are things that, like, you just didn't do. Yet you've still had this tremendous amount of success. So obviously, you know, my way is not the only way. And I told you, I was like, I want to learn from you. I want to figure out what that special sauce was that is so different or maybe unique to your own process. Let's hear it, man.
Cool. So I'm a numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. We love numbers because it gives people something that's about them, right? I want this to be about the people that are watching because we are never about the guys to sit up here and talk about everything that we've done. That's researchable, right? So let's look at the numbers of what you're looking at, okay? It doesn't matter if you are running a $10,000 campaign or a $80,000 campaign. You need 30% on day one. You need 30%. So if that's the number, then I approach everything like math, and I get really excited about this, right? So I have a different prep. Do you want to explain to people what the pad list is? Your Gmail contacts?
Yeah. So one of the cornerstones of my own training system is because people are, you know, you don't want to bug people and annoy your friends and family. One thing that I teach is the value of personalization. So I have my clients take their entire contact list and organize it based off of relationship with that person. So personals for P, acquaintances for A's, and do not contacts for D's. This is a great, simple way to kind of enter the world of marketing where your money is in your list. And you can now reach out to individual segments in a more personal, custom fashion because you've already identified the nature of the relationship that you have with that person. Makes for a really powerful splash on day one when your personal contacts are, instead of getting the blind carbon copy, hey friends, I have a thing email, which is no bueno. Your actual friends are getting an actual email from you with even a few lines of customization, which sets the tone for the whole campaign so that when you're doing a lot of outreach, you always have day one where that kind of tone was set. Now, that's my style. Obviously, I'm teaching a lot of people at a lot of times. I have to have sort of a baseline technique. You didn't do that, right? Yeah, so you're a shitty client and an amazing crowdfunder.
Right. I think that's what's really valuable is we had team members that did. So you talk about the yin and the yang, right? So I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for doing this. So I'm giving you guys like literally going against the system. But here's what's awesome. You as a crowdfunder, you're already going against the system. You're already going against following the rules. So we created rules that you can then unfollow if you find something that's more brilliant, okay?
Right.
So here's
if it works with you.
Yeah, so here's what I did really, really well, right? I always tell people, open up your phone. If you've got an iPhone, hit Z, and you scroll to the very bottom, and that tells how many phone contacts you have, right? So if I did this with my phone right now, like we can do this live, right? Like
my wife has my phone, I just realized. But
so I will do this for you guys in real time so that you can see how I approach a campaign. So I hit Z, and I scroll to the very bottom, and I won't hold it up to the screen, but it's 1,316 contacts, okay? Now, minus studio heads and my distributors and my guys that can put 300,000 into a movie, I'm still contacting everyone else. So you don't get any exceptions with like, oh, I shouldn't reach out to so-and-so. Then why are they in your phone? Okay? That's
right, because if they're in your phone, that's kind of like, in my world, that would probably be a personal contact. They've somehow gotten through the Gmail filter of, you know, all contacts into like they're in your world in a real way. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So then what I did is I create custom text messages that have a lot of love, a lot of value, a lot of me personalization. We talk about the difference in our energies, right? And so I would start, this is your 90-day prep, okay? So I start sending text messages at about day 30, right? About 30 days to about our launch.
Okay, so 30 days out from launch is what we'll do. Okay.
So we've already done 2 months worth of work of your system, right? Creating there's a lot
building up your social media, all that jazz.
Yeah, exactly. Creating buzz, creating coolness, creating like this is the it factor to be a part of, okay? And then what I do is I go into my phone and I get day one confirmations of at least $45. It's very particular wording because I'm not asking for a donation. I'm not asking for a share. I'm putting a number in their actual head. So I go, if I went into my phone, I could literally read you one of these messages, right? Tim, what's up, dude? You're a badass. Listen, 30 days from now, I am launching one of the biggest projects of my life. I am actually assembling a list of awesome friends that I can count on for day one for at least $45. Can I count on you for that? Okay. I got 50 confirmations that they went, yeah, no one donated 45, Justin. Everyone was 75 and up. You want to know a sexy figure? Our average donation was $147.
I know, I checked that. So I teach, that the minimum has to be 50. If you're getting less than 50, you've screwed something up. Most of my clients are around 100. Every once in a while, I get outliers, and definitely this campaign is one of them at $150.
Yeah,
I did have a $350 one lately, Indigo Valley. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm throwing that out there.
So once again, those are all my relationships, right? I don't feel weird about doing that. One of the guys who donated, I took 120 pounds off of him. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a close personal friend of mine. Like I've saved his life, and he'll mention that.
That's literally as a personal trainer, not UK British pound sterling. You mean pounds of weight?
Yeah. Right. So from his point of view, I saved his life, and so you look at that and you just go, that's my boy. And I don't care if I have, a crowdfunding campaign, that's my boy. So that love that I have for people, that's the beginning of my give back. Okay. So
yeah, can I speak to that? Do you mind if I jump in? I know you're on a roll, but do you mind? So I'm gonna write this up here because this I think is so key, and you are the guy that I use in my training when I talk about this point, which is authenticity. So many people talk to me about okay, I'm worried about alienating people, but the only time people really get alienated is when you make it weird, okay? Or you are lazy or entitled. And again, not necessarily because you are a lazy and entitled person, but because you do things like sending out a blind carbon copy email. You think, well, I got to get a hold of everybody quick, so I'll do the easiest way to do that. The perception is entitlement. But you can write 1,000 text messages and not only get away with it, but have people giving you an average of $150 if that is in alignment with who you are, right? So Nathan is a very direct guy. Okay, I've known Nathan for years now. It's a hallmark of him. He's a direct and intense guy who will literally give you the shirt off of his back for two reasons. The first reason he'll give you the shirt off his back is because he's got a heart of gold. The second is because his abs are insane. By the way, if you want to see Nathan's abs, just write abs in the comments below and we'll make him show his abs. But that authenticity, okay, is his currency. I'm an emojis, all caps, exclamation points, low key, chill kind of guy. And that's how people respond to me. The one time that I tried to do a post like Nathan does it, it backfired terribly because it's not my voice. I was trying to be something that I'm not. So don't try to be a marketer or a salesperson or a crowdfunder. Be yourself. Look at this, Nathan. We got an abs. Let's see those abs, dude. Boom, son. That gets you crowdfunding money. Okay, so that's Nathan. You go to his feed, and he's an inspirational, motivational guy. He's crowdfunding. He's self-deprecating and humble. He's also intense. So when he gets ready to crowdfund, that's what his marketing looks like. Yeah. Is that stuff. So maybe speak to that a little bit, and then you could continue your thought.
Yeah. So so my 50 names, right, of $45 minimum will run the math, right? I now have 2,500. So if I'm after 30% on day one, okay, I got 2,500 in tow. That's
about
a
third of what you need to get that, right? Am I doing math right? Yeah, for about a little bit under.
Yeah, because we were talking about $9,000. We were like, we're make break, right? We're $9,000, which means if you're $9,000 make break on first day, you want 10 because 10 is sexy, man. 10 is just sexy. It does something. It just moves mountains. People are like, oh, 10 G's one day.
I know. Right? It's the psychological barrier. You hit 10, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it's all visual. It's all perception and whatever it is, right? So, totally. I've through your system, God, we have so much cool stuff to talk about. I mean, this is.
We might need to do this weekly, bro, because there's so much stuff to unpack.
Yeah. So that gives you a little thing of confidence where you go, if you have 5 people doing that in their own energy, in their own way, coaching them on how to do it. One of our lead actresses is a Broadway star, Kennedy Caldwell, right? And she'll tell you this. She was like, I did not want to reach out to people, right? And I just made her write. And I was like, I get it. I understand whatever it is. When she started getting feedback from people of like, I am so glad that you asked to help. I haven't seen you since high school, because they can't come see her Broadway show. If they're from Oklahoma, how can they support her in New York? So she was getting these floods, and I mean floods of emails and messages being like, I'm so happy you asked. She called me twice before we launched and went, so I know that you told me that it was going to be the most rewarding thing in the world, and I just wanted to tell you that you were right. And this was somebody who was scared, who didn't want to do it, right? And that's an okay feeling. That's okay to have that. But it's in those things that we fear the most that we will get the most reward out of, right? So your system gives people the exhale, right? Yes, it's a ton of work, right? But now, we're cool. Does that make sense? You made us cool. We're now the cool project to back. We're getting people, you know what I'm saying? All right, so
totally, man.
I'm going to give, because this was said in a live video that came from our director, I will give you guys information that you would never know, okay? And I have to be very, very careful how I choose my words, because obviously, you got
some NDAs and stuff in place, I know.
Exactly. Okay, so obviously we're doing a superhero series. Obviously, it's got the attention of a lot of people. The director is my best friend, Anthony Wedding. He did visual effects for New Deal Studios, which did Interstellar, right? This is my boy, okay? He got a message from who is now an executive producer. His name is Mr. Grossberg. Okay, I'm not going to do first names, but you get the idea, right? So he did a $4,500 donation, okay? And his plan, I can't name the company, but he works for a massive company that has a television streaming platform. And he became an executive producer so that he could walk in the project and go, I think this is cool, right? So, and once again, I apologize if, I'm giving away information that people are like, Nathan, you weren't supposed to talk about that. But we're an open book, right?
Yep.
But once again, is that we go, that's AJ, our director, not risking, but like accessing his relationships of going, I believe in this enough to put my name on it, whatever it is. So AJ also didn't do the system, okay? He barely did a single prep post. He didn't change his cover once. He didn't change his profile once. You guys will learn all of these things about how you just create a brand for yourself, but without annoying people. They just start to see these cool images. It's all in Justin's system. I did that, right? I changed the profile cover. I changed, we did all that, right, to create that image. But our director didn't, because our director has never reached out to his community for help. He was always the giver. He was always somebody who was doing something for other people and never, ever, ever asked for something in return. And when he finally announced, when the campaign was live, almost like hey guys, this campaign's live, and I'm kind of believing it right now. It was like our campaign on day one jumped $3,000 from a mystery backer. My wife and I had to do a live video going, can someone please tell us who just gave us $3,000? Like, it was a hunt. And now look at the PR of that. We are PRing. We're trying to find the person that just gave us $3,000. Now, that's not mystery money, guys. You don't launch a campaign and then money just floods into your account. That is not the way that crowdfunding works. We created a brand that was so cool that somebody who was connected to AJ was like, this is awesome. I'm now an executive producer for the brand, right?
Right. I want to be a part of it. Right.
Right. So,
guys, let me stop you here on this, because like this is the key point that filmmakers don't get. I'm going to say that again. This is the part that filmmakers don't get. You've got two ways you get to have a career. One is you're discovered. Yay, your talent somehow was seen by the right person at the right time with the right opportunities, and they're in the position where they can just give you a career. That's awesome. Congratulations to you. That happens to, like, 4 people a decade, something like that. For the rest of you, you've got really this other option, and that is to learn how to create such an enthusiastic awareness around yourself and your brand and your project that people want to give you money. Now, I'm not talking crowdfunding. I'm talking, generally speaking, that's a skill you got to have. Whether you're in the room pitching somebody, whether you're telling somebody on an elevator pitch, whether you're sitting down to do a development deal, whether you're writing and in the actual creation, the care and dedication and skill of learning how to get people enthusiastic about your shit, you've got to have, so that people will give you money. Now, if you do a crowdfunding campaign and you do it right, you do your research, you connect with people like Nathan and myself and my training and all that kind of stuff. Now, all of a sudden, you are going to learn how to do that. You get to flex that muscle. And instead of alienating people, let's take Kennedy, right, is the name of your Broadway star. Okay, so she's got a reputation, y'all. She can't be, she's on a Broadway show. She's got producers who are probably paying attention to this campaign to make sure she doesn't say or do something stupid or alienate people, right? So you think you've got a lot on the line. Imagine being at the top of your profession, and having that sort of public-facing profile. She's really got a lot on the line. But because she took the time to figure out how to do this job, again, create enthusiastic awareness around her project, so that people want to give her money, again, enthusiastically, because she's learned how to do that, the opposite of what she was afraid was going to happen is what's happening, which is what Nathan was talking about. She's reconnecting to old classmates. People are coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, I want to be a part of this. I can't go to New York and see your show, so how can I support this next thing that you're doing? That's how you get funded in 6 days. Yeah. Is by building and connecting to that audience. And here's the and I'll quit talking for a second. Here's the magical thing. That's just a skill. That's all it is. It's not magic guru stuff. I always tell my clients, I'm not a magical guru with special access to stuff and money or something. I just teach people how to learn and execute a basic skill, which is tell a story. You're storytellers, you're actors, you're filmmakers, guys. We have this natural gene in us that allows us to tell stories. And if you can tell this story in an authentic voice to the people that you care about and serve, you're going to get a lot of people outside of this little bubble of friends and family, but they're going to be your initial social echo chamber. And again, instead of alienating them, they're going to be excited to support and get the word out, especially because everybody else's crowdfunding campaign is lame and annoying and sends out blind carbon copy A friends emails and it does all the bad things, and you won't do that, right? All right, cool. So I'm looking at some questions. Do you want to get into some questions?
No, I want people to go to the page real fast, because I want them to see the work that you did. And by the way, we've made $200 since we have been.
This has been a productive 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And this was something that we talked about in the seminar where we met. Okay, if you're trying to raise $30,000 in a month, okay, let's say following Justin's system that you do that. Okay, get $30,000 in a month. If you times $30,000 by 12 months, you have a $360,000 profitable idea, because that's what you made in 1 month. So look at every single person that makes $350,000 plus a year and look how hard they work. They don't fall into money. They don't fall into success. We like to think that they do because that's how we justify, you know, not putting in the work ourselves. Okay. So here's a really cool thing, right? I initially did all of the graphics, okay, and then realized I didn't do them well enough. So get this, right? I took 4 days, Justin, and did all of the images. And then we just created a project that was so damn cool, we had to go back and redo all of them to make sure that the branding was cool. So I want you guys to go to the page and see what Justin teaches me, okay? So the first image that you're actually seeing on the page is the outlier. You greenlit us, you know, milestone hit, 28,500, help us reach for our stretch goals. Every single one of those graphics and font and feel is all our brand, okay? So when someone sees that first image, it's like, wow, you're getting a wow factor off of that initial image. Now, before that one was there, if you scroll beneath our stretch goals, the first image that you're seeing is the poster that was done by one of the most renowned poster artists in the world who does movie studio posters.
Yeah, he does big studio stuff.
Who will go into your database of really awesome people that you need to know and you need to hire in order to be able to do it. So if that poster is the first image that people are seeing, they're going, oh, they mean business, okay? So here's where being teachable comes into play. When we did our first video, we sent it to you, and you were like, great first run at the video. Here's what you need to do to fix it. And you'll notice our director is the person who's quarterbacking the video, right? So here is an established Hollywood director who's going, yeah, I'll take Justin's notes. Isn't that interesting? And like dropping the ego and going, hey, you want your money or not? Because the video needs to be a certain length, hit upon certain things, needs to say certain things at certain moments, and all that stuff is teachable, which is the exciting part. Because had we had launched with our initial video, would it have been good? You know,
sure. Yeah,
maybe would have been fine, but it wouldn't have been great. And it wouldn't have been repeating what's worked. Yeah. Don't reinvent the wheel. How many times do we hear don't reinvent the wheel to where we go, you've helped people raise almost $4 million. Stop fighting.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. Dude, I'm like so happy and so proud of the work that you guys have been doing, and I'm sure we'll do more of these because I really want to know. We'll answer some questions here in a second. By the way, if you guys have questions, go ahead and start writing them now. And again, if you're watching the replay, give me a little hashtag replay and then your question. And Nathan and I can then come back and we can look for you guys and answer some stuff in real time. So start putting questions below. But yeah, man, like it's so great to see somebody embrace this process. It's so empowering for the individual to instead of hating this and sighing every time another task comes along that you have to do, embracing this shit. What's crazy is I'd say about 10 to 20% of my clients come back to me and say, I want to become a coach. Like they have such a transformative life experience from doing this job and connecting to their people that they want to do that job now. Yeah. And sorry, my cute little daughter just came by. So I was like distracted, squirrel. Yeah. And like, so embrace the suck in terms of the tediousness of it and learn this skill. Follow campaigns that are successful like Nathan's. Let me see if I point. Yeah, this way. Follow campaigns like that. Go donate to this campaign and see what updates you get.
Damn. Right? Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to learn what does a campaign of this quality send out on a daily or every couple days basis. You know, what do those updates look like?
I'm the creator of this franchise, right? I'm the creator of this world. And then I decided to partner with AJ so that we could co-create it, okay? It was so unbelievably rewarding. We have 192 backers or 191, whatever it is, the number is, right? I individually wrote 191 thank you messages through the Kickstarter campaign, so it went directly to them. And the response that I got from people, I had my other team members that were like, hey, Nathan, do you want, like Kiara was like, do you want somebody else to take over for that just for a second, just to give you a break? And I was like, no. I was like, I love this part.
This is the best part.
This is the best part. Like, I'm thanking people, adding in stupid little antidotes to see if they find them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That personalization, like, here's what's crazy. We hit our first milestone, you know, awesome. We're going after $30,000 and $35,000 now, right?
Right.
Taking today, and we edited together a thank you video that was so personal. That's all we're doing today. You will not see a single post asking for more money. You won't do it. It's not that we don't need more money, but we now want to give back. We now want to go back to our community and go, like, guys, thank you for what you've done. And that gratitude, that building of the community, I have, since we've been live, I had 7 messages from backers going, you don't know how excited I am to see this. Because their perception is literally watching a Marvel series get created.
Right. I mean, even just your proof of concept pitch video thing was like, what am I looking at? You've got a sweepstakes running now, right?
I do. Yep.
Okay, quick explanation of the sweepstakes, and I'll throw that link up, and then we'll answer some questions, guys.
Cool. So the sweepstakes is really awesome. Any new backer that comes in between now and Thursday, we have 3 gifts that we're going to give. We have a signed cast album of the hit Broadway Tony Award-winning musical, The Color Purple. We have a signed cast album from Kennedy and her entire castmates in Beautiful, the Carole King musical. And we have a mystery prop from set that is being designed. If you guys look at our page, right, we have Neville Page on board our project, who did Tron, Star Trek Beyond, and
he's literally like the biggest special effects makeup artist
ever
today. I mean, like, basically there's the original Star Trek guy from years ago, and then him, and they're like the 2 big celebrities of all time.
Yeah. So if you become a new backer, right, we are tracking from 190 up, right? So if you become a new backer, cool, we'll see that you backed. But the 190 people that already backed, all they have to do is increase their donation by like $1, which I've already had 10 people do since I've been on this live feed. And all those names go into a hat. And then we're going to have AJ's daughter draw 3 names out of a hat, and they get to pick what they want. So it's not just, here, you get this. It's like, what do you want? Like, we're picking. And that is so fun and cool that now we're in a give back. That's all we're doing. We're just giving to everyone.
Guys, that, as we talked about several times, providing value to others is a great way to build relationships. You want an amazing guy who's done several crowdfunding campaigns, who's an enthusiastic supporter and promoter of the people in his network, which is Nathan Reid. Go give his campaign money. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's answer some questions. I'm going to start with some of the earlier ones. First off, James said that your abs was like a 12-pack. But then he had a question. What happens if it's your first time crowdfunding and you don't have a lot of people to go to?
Cool. So I would tell James, open up his phone, scroll to his contacts to the bottom of Z, and tell me what number is there.
I don't know if he's still watching in real time, just because it was probably about 20 minutes ago that he asked the question.
So that's the first thing that I would do is that, and you actually had me do this as well. When I launched my first crowdfunding campaign, I had 800 friends. Now I had a lot of high percentage of, of interaction with those 800 people, but you were like, Nathan, you need to increase your network. And once me being a student, I started through my wife, who's on Broadway, started to expand my circle. Now, obviously, the fitness thing, I work with a fitness company. Every single person that I've transformed inside that company is a backer. because you take 20,
right.
Yeah, you take 20 pounds off of people and they're like, you're pretty awesome. Thanks.
Right. By the way, James is a badass. Totally got that number for you. Is 487 people.
Cool. So you have, minus the studio heads that are probably in your phone, I would say you have 460 text messages to send. You know, if they're a personable contact, you're probably going to get a 5% return, right? So if we run basic math, right, getting a 5% return on 450, that's 45. Cut that in half, that's 27. So if you had 27 people give you $50, right, that's $1,600.
Yep. Times your team members.
So all of a sudden, if you had 5 of you, 5 times 16, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, is 8,000.
7,500. Yeah, 8K to 10K. Day one. I like this text thing, dude. You've been telling me this for years, and I should have integrated this sooner. James, I'll also weigh in on some audience building stuff that Nathan was referring to that I had taught him, which is that go start friending people that with whom you have 10 or 20 or more mutual friends. If you've got 20 mutual friends with somebody, your networks have crossed paths in a major way. It's just smart to be those people's friends and to connect with those. A little pro tip too is add those friends to lists. Like, actually go to their profile, look at their shit, see what they do. Get that little mental image of who these people are. Yes, this takes more time than just friend. And then when you friend them, you can hit the little button that says friend request sent before they've even accepted your friend request, and you can add them to a list. And by adding them to a list, when you go to create an event, for example, in Facebook, it will show you your little lists on the side. And you can be like, you know what? Invite all of the producers. Invite all of the friends that I met at this networking event, or the people who were in this play or project or show that I did or was on the crew, right? It's a great way to keep your people organized and a great way to specialize your outreach. You know, I'm going to have an event about Nathan, by the way, you're totally welcome to add my crowdfunding as a perk for your campaign. And you can just, I'll do the coaching. You get to keep all the money. So Nathan might, has that perk now. He might want to create an event where he only invites his filmmaker friends. Well, if he's got a list and it's just, filmmakers, and he's done that work in advance, well, now instead of just randomly inviting, people back from Oklahoma, he can invite the filmmakers to the, perk release event of, meet with this Kickstarter guy, blah, blah, blah. All right. So mutual friends and lists are a great way to build that network. Now, by the way, not when you think you have a campaign ready. Yep. Now.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Kim Sarubi said, sup. And so my response is nothing much. All right. Christian Andrews. Did you do any Facebook ads using your email list as a custom audience to retarget your warm leads? Brilliant idea. Did you guys do this?
You're talking about like for the Kickstarter video itself kind of thing?
Yeah, so we're kind of getting into this is a great sort of advanced question that I love. And Christian, I think we met through some Facebook ad, the getclients.com, right? Through some Facebook ad stuff. So here's the technique that he's referring to, because Nathan, I don't think you've done this. And this is something that I'm beginning to integrate, which is that you can take your entire email list, and in addition to sending out emails and doing that kind of outreach, you can actually upload this list to Facebook Ads Manager, and you can deliver ads to the people on that list. And the ad can literally say, hey, you're a friend of Nathan Reid's, right? Nathan's got this movie that just hit 30K in 6 days. If you want to support your homie, click below, as kind of an example. And that's your initial ad. And the only people seeing that ad are people with whom you already have a relationship with. You have their email address. You can then go on to do retargeting, where you can say to Facebook, for example, hey, everybody who watched 3 or more seconds of Nathan's pitch video in that first ad, where it's inviting them to like them, anybody who watched that but didn't actually give money gets this next ad. And it's Nathan going, hey, you saw my ad. I thought we were pretty buddy. I mean, how many times do I have to show you my abs before you donate to my campaign? Okay, here's one more. Now go to website.com, right? This is a super easy way to I'll say this. It's not easy. Slightly complicated. You're going to need help, whether it's from me or you need to go do some research on Facebook retargeting ads, and you can Google that. You can also go super into it and go to a website called getclients.com, which is a whole course on Facebook ads and that kind of stuff. But this is kind of where technology is leading us. It's as simple as texting your friends, or it's as complicated as setting up retargeting Facebook ads. Somewhere in there is your authentic self. And the way that you're going to outreach is going to reflect that. I'm a professional marketer. I have a couple of professional marketing things up my sleeve that I don't even necessarily teach because it'd be super complicated for somebody that isn't their jam. Nathan's a belly-to-belly dude. He is somebody that when you're talking to him, you are getting 100% of his attention. That's his gift. So what's he supposed to do? That. He needs to get belly to belly with his people. So, Christian, that's what you should do is Facebook retargeting ads. That's a brilliant freaking idea. You've got a warm list. Why don't you send those to the warm list and bring up the warm connection? Absolutely. All right, guys, we've been going a bit longer than I thought. If there's any final burning questions, I'm going to kind of start wrapping up. You can go ahead and post below. Again, if you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay and then your question. Nathan and I will find it for you. If you've gotten anything out of this video, please give us a like. Please give us, a wow, something like that. Share this video with your filmmaker friends. I'm going to end with like a link to some free training that I do, but there ain't no sales stuff going on. All right. We're talking about how you can do this, the actual nuts and bolts. So if you got anything out of this, please give us a like, a love, a wow. Please share this video, and then go ahead and leave a comment below. Let's see, what should they say below if they like this?
Abs fantastic.
Abs fantastic. If you thought this was fantastic, write abs fantastic below and just help us out. Give us a little bit of love. All right, I don't see. Diane asked, is this recorded? Yes. So this, I believe, was broadcast through the Kickstarter Guy, facebook.com/the Kickstarter Guy. There will be a replay there. I'm going to post it around on my group. I have a Facebook group called Hacking Kickstarter. Again, free. I don't even allow people to post their campaigns unless they hit a certain threshold. It's all training. It's all talking. Thank you, Bolin Miller said abs fantastic. You're the man. So does James. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with one more website called, let's see, www. Let's try that again because I totally sucked. www.hackyourcampaign.com. This website, I've got a free PDF there. It's like a 13-page mini booklet that breaks down the 3 core components of a kick-ass campaign. Nathan's producer, Kiara, a fellow team member, has gone through this. The team got it. This is a really cool, easy intro. All I ask is for your first name and your email. I don't even really send emails either, except for this. Like today, I sent one today going, hey, we got an interview. So it's all training all the time. So check us out at hackyourcampaign.com. Please leave your comments below. Thank you, Jeff, for the really nice comment. And Nathan, thank you so much for taking your time with us and like spilling the beans and telling us like some insider secret stuff, man. I want everybody to go to your project. So I'm going to leave that as the last little link that I leave up.
So I'm gonna read you a text message, and just so that people understand how much I love artists and how much I love the idea of hope and how much I love taking your career by the palm of your hands. Okay, so my wife is in The Color Purple, which is out at the Paper Mill Theater in New Jersey. She is not only getting every single cast member to donate to the Kickstarter campaign, but one of her friends is doing a $400 pledge, and she goes, "I'm putting it in now."
Beautiful.
And that's the idea behind what we've done, is that we have said it is possible, it is worth the work, and you've provided a system to where it allows people to kind of, it sounds cheesy, but kind of dream. again.
That is why I do it. I got 2 little tiny kids and a filmmaking career of my own. I work 12 to 14-hour days. And frankly, the reason for that is because I remember when I was tired of waiting for permission to be creative, and it galled me and broke my heart that everybody else had to say yes before I got to do stuff. And now I find myself in a position where I get to be the guy that says yes to people. So guys, hashtag greenlight yourself. Thank you all for being on this recording. Again, if you're watching it later, use hashtag replay, leave us a question. Nathan and I will look out for you. And thanks, buddy, for coming on.
Dude, you know that I mean this, like I've loved you for like it's weird, but it's like, but it's just like that's you're so much a part of my community that we would do this. I mean, we did it for free. We really did. You know, it's our time. And just to give people an idea, Justin, and rightfully so, charges $300 an hour for this information, and it's worth it. I've had friends pay it, and those friends all ran successful campaigns. Like that's what's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, the accolades go on and on and on, but you've got to have the idea that it's possible first. And we get updates because of obviously how long post-production takes on some of these things. But Golden Boy, is winning awards left and right and left and right. That was a $55,000 campaign that hired you for your services.
That was my second campaign, outside of my own campaign.
And you helped another one, the one that you know that I'm talking about, the one that won an Emmy. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start to step back and look at that idea, you go, wait a minute, wait, what? Yeah, the big E.
Yep.
So thank you guys. Obviously, I would love it if you guys can donate and become a part of, this.
Yeah, go support.
This sweepstakes that we have. Become a part of our community because our community is just expanding. And thank you again for your time.
Peace, guys. See you, Nathan. Talk to you later, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.